Hello. Okay. Hello. Second video today. This is February 9th, 2020. Subject of this video is that James Gililland, fellow that lives over on the other side of the mountains here, on the other side of Mount Adams, is lying about me. He's lying, I believe, knowingly. He's lying in such a manner that it is actionable on my part, I believe. We'll find out. He's lying about me in such a way that it places my business and other relationships at risk because of what he is saying. So let's go through it here real quick. He's done a video. He says in that video that I called him fat and angry, along with Jay Widener. This apparently upsets him very much because he keeps coming back to the idea that I called him fat, and to a lesser extent that he was called angry. So he references that 3 times. This is not about myself calling him fat or angry. The characterization of angry is a state of emotion that's transitory, not the state of a being. Yes, he is fat. He may have been angry at times, in spite of the fact that he denies it. He's such a saint. He claims to have never been angry except for once when strange energies from space struck him in the top of his head and made him angry. So what's really irritating, though, is what he says about me, okay? Not about me, but that I said. Now, there's the difference, okay? So, quickly, back to my little board here. James Gilliland is lying about me. I could care less. He could call me batshit crazy. He could label me in any way he wants. And that is his opinion of me as a human, okay? I believe he has committed slander. And as somebody, James, that has had a little bit of education into the law, I will let you know that I can't determine what slander is. But you and I will find out what a jury of Washington State citizens believe slander is when we present this to them and say, yo, dudes, did James slander me or not? Because we're going to find out. And James Gilliland is lying about Jay Widener in the same offense in the same breath. So maybe a jury of Colorado citizens will also determine whether or not James is committing slander and saying that we made these statements that incite violence. That is an illegal act, dude. I in no way incited violence. I'll get to it in a minute. Anyway, James is behaving, his thoughts that he's expressed here are coming out in a stupid fashion because he has no proof that we made these statements, okay? He cannot provide video. Sorry to be agitated. He can't provide video or audio of Jay or myself making these statements to incite violence or any of these other things that he said that we did. So I'm stating that James Gilliland is lying about me, about things I said. He is knowingly lying about me, or stupidly lying about me, but in either case, he is lying about me, and I'm going to claim it as slander. I, in fact, have already filed a complaint with YouTube because of the nature of what he's saying. He's saying that I incited a group of people to assault his property. He's saying that I told people to charge his ranch, charge his gate. I said that he was a drug addict, and that I said that people died on his ranch. Prove it, dude. Prove that I made any of those statements. I never did any of it. And in a court of law, we'll find out, because you're going to have to prove it. That gets to the level of slander. You can call people names. Look at CW. Calls me a motherfucker all the time. You know, that may be abusive, may be a sign of his personality more than, and my impact on his personality more than anything, but it's not slander, all right? This is slander. You're reaching into an area where you are breaking the law by claiming that I'm inciting violence. And yes, I do claim you have a cult when you have all of these people working as unpaid volunteers that tell me that there's a cult-like activity going on there. And I can get into all of the other mischaracterizations and falsehoods that you've stated in your video in some other time. But because I want to keep this really short, I'm going to ask Jay Widener to look at his his options in suing you for slander, because you have slandered him as well. You've said that the two of us incited people to charge your ranch, and you had to deal with it. You said that those incitements caused you to feel threatened, and that you placed that blame on us because we made statements saying charge the ranch, charge the gate. Bullshit. Those are lies. And as I say, does it rise to the level of slander? That's up for a jury of people that live near us, guy, that are going to have to determine that. And I say it does. Now, what impact will this statement have on YouTube? You're saying to YouTube that I've broken the terms of service of YouTube, as well as Twitter and all the other social media, by inciting violence through their social media offline. That is false. You lied. You lied knowingly. I'm really angry. This is what angry is. It's justified. Man, I'm glad you live the way you do and you love your believing mind, because you can deny reality all you want, but at some point you got to deal with the consequences of that denial of reality. All right? The reality is you slandered me, motherfucker. All right. You lied about me. Your ethos is shit. You're a preachy bastard. You live by ritual. You harm people with your non-thinking advice. All right? So, your timeline about Corey is bullshit, and I'll get into that at some other time because I'm too angry. But here's where people can go. They can go to minute 32 and 37 seconds. He starts characterizing everything as dark and starts building up the association of dark energies. Somehow there's this giant plot going on in the background that people are paying for. The insinuation, by the way, and Gaia should look into this as well, is that Gaia is behind it and is paying for all of this. The channel that shall not be named. That doesn't cut it, James. That doesn't let it out. You're still liable for the shit you say. You've got lies all through this, okay? You're such a virtue signaling victim suck up. It's just, that's why I don't watch your videos. It was atrocious to have to sit through this in order to get these goddamn timestamps, okay? At 32 minutes and 37 seconds, he says he's being threatened. I've never threatened him. If I want violence, I'll bring it to you, you son of a bitch. We live in a combat state. If you refuse to have combat, okay, that's fine. It's done. But I can afterwards say, hey, I offered to fight the motherfucker, and he said no. He's a real coward about it. But I would never, ever, ever tell anybody to do an act of violence on my behalf. First off, I like to fight. So why should I pass it on to someone else? Anyway, then at 37 minutes, 45 seconds, he starts getting into the lies. And he continues it into 37 minutes and 57 seconds. And it's all lies. It's all, the whole thing is bogus and bullshit. And he sets him up as, and I never said he was a drug addict. He probably should take drugs. At least it would ground him into reality a bit more. And I'm sorry about getting off on this rant, but because you can really offend me, all right? And you can say horrid things to me, and I will suffer any feelings or degradation as a result of that internally. That's my business if I feel that way. There's no need for me to share that with the planet. And I'm sorry I had to vent in the process of saying James Gililland lied about me, and I'm pissed about it. I think everybody got that part. Sorry, guys. This is just the beginning of this one, let me tell you, because I believe it does rise to the level of slander. And we'll see, because he's local, this puts a real interesting spin on it. And because it's going to fuck with YouTube, something I work very hard to maintain. And it's fucking with YouTube over lies. Imagine getting kicked off your social media because some butthead lied about you. Might tick you off, right? With no respect for James Gililland. Bye.